Hey over there, Joe Lunchbox.
Enjoy nighting
And
out.
today we've landed right here at Lake Winnipesaukee in New Hampshire. Now, I have fond memories. I came here in, I want to say it would have been like 1991 for a family trip. I started coming up to this lake region with Joy in 99. And we figured, let's take today and head north from where we're starting to the town of Meredith. Now, we're going to talk about the town of Meredith, but more important than that, we're also going to talk about a man named Bob Montana. Now, you might not just know from the name who Bob Montana is, but he is the man who created, initially drew, and made Archie for Archie Comics. So we're going to tell you a little about him, show you how the town of Meredith embraces him, and deal with any sites that might still revolve on him. But while we're here, we're also going to take a look at some of the cool stuff around the lake region, show you the town of Meredith, show you where we're starting the video as well. So hopefully you're into that kind of thing. If you are, you should like this video, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done it yet, we always appreciate it. It's greatly appreciated. We appreciate you stopping by too. And comment down below, what is your favorite lakes town? We love going to seaside towns, but I like the feel of lakes a lot more personally.
Yeah, it's like more laid back.
Yeah, but it's time to do it. So step right up, let's go for this ride. And we figured no spot better to start than Keller House. Now, as a little kid, I'd come here on the weekends. They had a waffle breakfast that us and the family got. Joy got to experience it once. Said they stopped doing waffles, but it's still cool because they have an ice cream smorgasbord, a candy shop, a Christmas store, all this awesome stuff. And joining us on today's adventure, you might see her around. Mom is with us. We're starting today at Keller House. This is actually in the town of Lanconia. We're one town south of Meredith. We'll be heading north to that.
Fond memories here when Lunchbox, my Joseph, was a little boy, and we hung out up at Lake Winnipesaukee with all the family. And back then they served waffles here, and we had the best breakfast you could ever imagine. It's kind of sad to come back today because it looks different, and that's all. It's in my memory, in my head. It looks a little different than what I remember as the bustling Waffle House that we went to for brunches way back in the day. But you know what? I'm an old lady now, so I look at things different. So anyway, let's go in and enjoy, because they still have delicious ice cream and fudge and candy, and I'm looking for all that cool stuff again. All right, see you inside, guys.
You see there is the ice cream buffet. You can even get some ice cream to go. I like that. Not mom's keys. I guess she loses her keys. We can see all the ice cream. You go in there, choose your flavor, then it's a make your own ice cream sundae bar behind. When you leave the ice cream, you actually have all these cool little gift shops throughout. Little Christmas corners, Lake Winnipesaukee souvenirs. A lot of stuff made by local artists. We have some glass art in the shape of New Hampshire. Also some welcome metal signs by a local artist, Third Shift Fabrication.
They have so much fun flavored sodas, like novelty, and actually ones that kind of sound like what they are.
And it's funny, we go to a lot of stores where they sell a lot of sodas, but we've never seen this company, Balls. Besides ice cream smorgasbord, there's a whole candy smorgasbord and fudge. We got some rock candy. I just have a question for you all at home. I understand cherry, orange, banana, watermelon, green apple. What flavor is navy blue? Does it taste like old blue jeans? Jams and jelly. We jammin', and I hope you like Dutch apple jam too. Look at all the beautiful chocolates. I love that the chocolates are sale, but just for display below. They have all the molds. Joy, yeah? I love you as much as I love chocolate. See, it's an I love you chocolate.
That's actually pretty cute. God, my turn was accountable. Hey, Lunchbox.
Yeah? Oh, yeah. Stuff's good. These are my favorite. If anyone ever sees me out on the road and wants to give me a treat, these little mints with the nonpareils. And I also found a pin, words live by. You could even get a chocolate version of the building we're standing in. We're getting some fudge. I'm trying some new flavors I never tried before. We're getting blueberry and huckleberry.
Yeah.
So one of the treats we got was a milk chocolate covered Nutter Butter. Can't go wrong with peanut butter and chocolate.
And it's in the shape of a peanut. Start chewing.
Well, yeah.
And motorcycles. All the noises.
All the noises.
Yeah, this is delicious. The chocolate's good. We might not have got ice cream here today, but it's good. We love this spot. Whenever you come up to Lake Winnipesaukee, it's a must-do. And Joy got herself a really cute hat. It's a cool little store. So, we made it here to Meredith. We found Archie. We have a nice little bench we can sit next to. And this bench, obviously, is to pay tribute to Bob Montana. Bob Montana, like I said, created Archie. The bench itself was unveiled for the 250th anniversary of Meredith on August 9th, 2018. We're in a park called Community Park. It's on 65 Main Street. The sculptor of the Archie statue that we are seeing today is actually, the sculptor is a Belarusian sculptor named Valery Makuchi. Now, if we want to talk a little bit about Bob Montana himself, he was born in Stockton, California in 1920, and as a young child he visited New England with his family. Now, the family actually moved in 1936 to Haverhill, Massachusetts. Here, Bob attended Haverhill High School, and a lot of the characters that we see in Archie comics were inspired by different students and staff at that school. But you might want to know about Bob's history. Why Meredith? How is this where we are? Well, you see, in 1924, the family first came to the lake region. They actually bought a farm on Meredith Neck and spent summers. His parents were actually vaudeville performers. In fact, he actually took the name Montana, was his parents' stage name. Now, when vaudeville stopped really being as good as it was, the family moved here, instead of just for summers, full-time in 1930 to work on a farm. Sadly, it didn't work, and the family lost the farm in 1932. They moved to Boston because the father decided to open a nightclub. But here is where young Bob enrolled in art classes at the Museum of Fine Arts. Sadly, Bob's father died a few years later, and that's when the family moved to Haverhill, where he went to high school. He actually came back to New Hampshire and graduated high school in Manchester, New Hampshire. Now, after graduating, he went and he spent some time in the war, in World War II, and while in the Army for the Single Corps, in 1944, while stationed at Fort Monmouth, New Jersey, he met and fell in love with his wife, and they married in 1946, moved to New York City before moving here. He came here for the summers and he moved back to Meredith in 1948. So picture, all those years, traveled from California, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, lived in New York City for a while, in the Army. 48, Bob moved here to Meredith with his wife Peggy, and they raised their children here. So Bob, at the age of 21, created Archie. It was originally featured as an anthology comic book series named Peep Comics. So it was just a character in this anthology. But in late 1942, the first issue of Archie himself as his own comic book was published. Over the years, the world would fall in love with his characters. Figure, you have Jughead, you have Veronica, you have Betty, you even have Josie and the Pussycats. Just think, without him, you wouldn't have had the movie Josie and the Pussycats, and we wouldn't have my favorite song, We're the Backdoor Lovers. So Bob spent his time at his farmhouse on the corner of Meredith Neck Road and Blueberry Hill Road. In the barn, he had a second floor where he built his art studio. It was said that the first week of the month he would spend writing jokes and gags. Second week, he would pencil the comics. Third, he would ink, and then he got to enjoy the fourth week. So Bob really fell in love with this area. Figured he'd spend that time. Now Archie's in syndication. So there'd be a regular little strip, regular dailies in all the newspapers of Archie. And on Sundays, it would be a full strip. So he would spend his days in the barn drawing all that. But this is a man that knew how to have fun. And he also fell in love with this town of Meredith. Now, he had this vision of turning this town into an art colony. And we're gonna walk around after we finish talking about Bob himself and take a look at some. There's actually a sculpture walk. He really wanted to embrace it. Sadly, in 1975, while cross-country skiing here, Bob passed away of a heart attack. So a lot of his visions weren't able to come true, but a lot did. He always wanted the parking in this town to be free. He wanted people to be able to come here. Artists have come, even if it might not be the art colony he dreamt, with all the sculptures. There's tons of galleries, there's cool shops. It is a cool town. He worked on the city council. He helped work with theater groups. He really embraced this town. His family still lives around here, some of his kids, and they still talk about him throughout the town. I love stories like he drove a 1923 Model T Ford, the same time that Archie in the comics actually drove, and he would give kids a ride town rides. And supposedly he was a jokester, and he would hide like water bags so it looked like the radiator exploded and water was squirting out of it. So it seems like a guy that enjoyed his life. I'm sure if you make your living writing comic books, that's not a Model T truck, but it is a truck and it is making a lot of noise. But hopefully, I figured if you choose to be an artist, you choose to enjoy your life like that. It's cool hearing how he tried to have fun. Other pranks, his daughter said he was a pyromaniac. His wife had a bird bath. He sort of blew it up with M80s. And silly stuff like that. Really enjoying the time here. And I'm glad that with the bench, the town is embracing him as like a local hero. Now I told you, most of the characters in Archie were inspired by his high school, but later, probably side characters, locales, a lot of that was inspired by the town of Meredith as well. Joy, you're sitting with Archie.
I am.
You might not be Veronica, but I think you're pretty cool.
Be a Betty.
I always related to Jughead. Next to the bench, we have a plaque for Bob Montana, 1920 and 1975, the genius behind Archie and his gang. Proud to call Meredith his true home for 35 years, Bob loved our town, often putting local people and places in his comic strip. He gave his time, energy, and talent to organizations and causes that benefited New Hampshire lives. His humor, creativity, and leadership made Meredith a better place. We are fortunate to have known Bob as our friend and our neighbor. Statue dedicated on August 9th, 2018, 250th anniversary of Meredith, New Hampshire. And it has some of the major donors. It's interesting, one of the first names there, Bob Lawton. Sadly, Bob passed away 2 years ago as the recording of this video. He's the owner of one of my favorite spots in this world, the Arcade Fun Spot. Guinness World recognized as the world's largest arcade. We did a video there many moons ago. We'll put a link to that down below. Now it's time to walk a little bit around Meredith. We left Mom at a cool little shopping area while we came and filmed this. We're gonna go find her, but also take a look at some of the sculptures as we go.
So we looked at that cute, really nice, beautiful Archie sculpture on the bench. Now we're just taking a hard turn and looking at some of these sculptures.
I'm not gonna ever say a sculpture is ugly, but I'm gonna say a sculpture is meant to evoke feeling. And Archie looks like someone you want to put his arm around. This guy looks like he's a little angry and he's tearing apart his skin to show his mechanics. Meredith Sculpture Walk, celebrating 10 years, and there's little brochures, so maps so we can see where we're going. Joy's already got it.
Got it.
So we could experience a few of the sculptures as we're walking around.
Yep, there's a lot.
As we can see, there was 32. It looks like they added 2 more. Archie is starred.
Well, it's considered a permanent, so I guess the other ones are more like changing around.
Okay. We have a Caribou Troll by Keith Trexler. He's the guardian at the bridge. So does he eat the billy goats? Here we have Windwave Harbor. We can see the metal moves as the wind blows. Made by Blaze Conefal. This one looks like it would be good for selfies. We're not allowed to climb on it, but you can stand in it, get some good photos using the wall. Oh, so nice. Not a sculpture, but nice nonetheless. Americana Chevy. Outside the first floor entrance to the shops, another piece of sculpture, Twisted Melody by Alexander Mendez. You can see it's a guitar made out of pieces of scrap metal. I love this shopping center. All these cool little stores. Lee's Candy Kitchen. Oh yeah. Never go wrong. You could go to more than one candy shop in a day, I say. Ma, anything look good to you?
Okay, nice for you. Malta milk barrels, Duff chocolate covered raisins, or I think I'm going to do the bridge mix.
Ooh.
Which is a little of everything. That was one of my favorite things. On Thanksgiving, Nana would buy those and put those out in the plates when I was a little girl. Guess who used to sit there and eat the whole candy dish of bridge mix?
You?
Before Thanksgiving.
There it is. What are we in Massachusetts? This is a Wicked mix? Because it's, what is it, Joy?
Wicked awesome. Wait.
Oh, New Hampshire maple products. I love these maple candies. Love these maple candies.
She'd come to me and said, I decided I don't want to go to school.
That. My big hunk. Aw, this is so cute. In this converted ski lift, we have Joe hanging out with, is that your best friend, Lilo?
It is. One of the stores in the marketplace is Innisfree Bookshop. Books, cards, toys, and gifts. But the thing I want to take a look at and share with you is, look at these pencils, colored pencil and eraser, hanging from a tree. It looks like just some carved wood. It is a number 2 pencil. This is actually called Flying Pencils. It is part of that artwork. Awesome little independent bookstore. Which way do we go, George? Which way do we go? Do you know the reason you go to historic Mill Falls Marketplace? Let me show you. There it is. Mill Falls. All the shops are built around it. You curious where the water comes from? Well, John Bound Swazi inherited a 95-acre farm in 1800. There were 95 acres make up most of what is now the Meredith village core. During 1860, Swazi undertook a project that marked the beginning of the present-day Mill Falls, starting from the frontage on Lake Wakiwan behind Main Street. Swazi built a 600 rock-lined canal channeling water under the Main Street horse path to a point where the land dropped sharply to the Lake Winnipesaukee. He then constructed the existing rock-lined sluiceway. Water power was now concentrated into one fall of 400 feet. The canal and waterfall were completed in 1818. Upon completion, Wazi built a number of profitable mills. The Mill Falls Marketplace Mill Building is the last remaining. Swazi's man-made waterfall was considered a monumental achievement in its day and was one of the best mill drivers in the state. Of course, when we came, we talked about Lake Winnipesaukee. We had to come down and look at Lake Winnipesaukee. You gotta really embrace these moments. You know what I mean? What you sort of gotta do is grab the bull by the horns. Okay, it's a cow. It's another sculpture on that sculpture walk. And this one's made by an artist named Dale Rogers. It is cool, all the geometric angles of the cow being flat, from udders to horns. Also, the cow's all rusty, but the horn's the only thing shiny. I like you, cow. Here, looking at the lake in Heskey Park, we have a little wooden bridge we get to cross over. Now, we were looking at the waterfall near the shops, and it came out in the canal. Here's where that canal leads out into Lake Winnipesaukee. Another sculpture on that sculpture walk, Mega Dandelion. As you can see, it is a dandelion made out of metal. The little things you would blow as a kid look like they're all saw blades. This one is made by Gintz Grinbergs. Ooh, and a kinetic sculpture with the wind. We see it spinning and moving. This one is Asteroid by Drew Klotz. Spin, 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 you silly weird sculpture. Whoa! Whoa! Something about it reminds me of an old salt and pepper shaker at an amusement park, but a little different. They're gonna go. Are they gonna make it? Oh, it didn't make it over. When we were in the sculpture park, Mom went to Bootleggers looking at some shoes. She's got a. Are you calling me fat? I just want to cross the road. I'm getting my exercise.
He's not checking your weight. It's telling you to wait.
That makes a lot more sense. But I'll be honest, the real reason we came to Meredith today on our little family trip taking Mom away is she loves these little Annalee figurines. They are made, well, their main headquarters here in Meredith. They used to all be made in Meredith. They still make some in Meredith, but here is their main flagship store, and that's why we are here. Do you know, Annalee? All these little Christmas figurines, Mr. and Mrs. Claus, but they have so much more. Maybe you're into mice that like wine. Even spooky Halloween ones. They even have Popeye. I love it. We actually have Annalee's last design. This was Annalee's last sign. It was released in June 2002, 2 months after she had passed away. She had worked with the design department for over a year before finalizing the dolls as you see it. A world of love of Annalee. And there it is. You see her with the measuring, talking all the little kids with the mouse stealing the glasses. We have some other old pieces. Annalee, 1982. Sherlock Holmes, Abraham Lincoln, and the Speeder 76. Are you guys fighting over that gingerbread man? Come on. I think it's needed. And Annalee is celebrating its 90th year at the time recording of this. Joy, what did we do?
We created a monster.
A monster? I like it. We're going to be well decorated for Halloween and Christmas this year. There is a layer of Christmas under this layer of Halloween that you're all seeing. I'm working on the Ultimate Clown collection. He's one of the limited ones made in America, limited to 250. A rodeo clown? Oh, absolutely. Some cool photos, the original Annalee Dolls at Thorndike Chicken Farm. Images, painting, and look, there actually is a workshop right here. I actually have some branded for who we are. Meredith, New Hampshire, and Lake Winnipesaukee. So, Mom, the main reason we came up to Meredith today, yes, me and Joy wanted to see Bob Montana and the Archie bench, but we took you to Annalee. Was this a success for you?
I think so. I think it was a success. These 3 bagfuls of Annalee's and all discount. And I think I'm so happy. This will last me like for...
It's actually a fun collection for me, Joy, and Mom.
Everybody,
From
our house
Halloween
collection.
to Christmas to clowns. It was awesome.
Great. We had a great day here, and the staff is great. And yes, if you want to start collecting something, this is a great thing to collect.
So there you have it. The town of Meredith. We saw Bob Montana's bench for Archie, the character he created. It was a fun day. Hopefully you liked it. We always are happy when you come along. It's greatly appreciated. You ready to call it?
If I have to. It was fun. I miss the Archie bench now. Sad.
Well, that's what we're calling. We're calling the Archie bench because that was the main thing we came to see and share with you.
I really liked it. Very good detail on the bench of Archie himself.
So, the Archie bench and the town of Meredith, New Hampshire. Been there, done that. Remember, folks, safe travels
Goodies.
and live life. Amazing stickers. This is the best one. Mine's so big, I have to hold it with 2 hands. He's talking about the fish.
So you guys stayed till the end. We have this really cute old school gas station. That even has a cute like little awning area. And also such an old school mobile sign. That's what you get for your extra credit of staying at the end.
And unlike New York, I don't have to pump the gas. Self-pumping nozzles. Very good.
What are you trying to be, Joe Cool? Come do the Snoopy dance.
Joe Cool.